every brilliant experiment, like every great work of art, starts with an act of imagination. So now, with full of positivity, I feel honored to have with us our another guest, His Excellency Honorable Dr. T.P. Shashi Kumar, sir. Sir, you hardly need any introduction. You have made all of us proud by your distinguished work in numerous capacities. Sir, Dr. T.P. Shashi Kumar, MSc, MPhil, PhD, LLB, MBA, MS Space, scientist, educationist, spiritual meditation, director, life mentor, motivation speaker, writer, thought leader, image creator, and management consultant. Former Deputy Director, Cabinet Secretariat, Government of India, New Delhi. Director, University Grants Commission, Academic Staff College at Calicut University, Kerala. Space Scientist and Mathematics and Management Professor. Student of Vedic Scholar. Student of Astrology and Vastu Expert. So let's, friends, give him warm welcome to Sir. Welcome, Sir. Now I request our team to give floral welcome to Honorable Sir with bouquet. Welcome, sir, in today's event. Thank you so very much for joining us today. Kindly welcome, sir. Sir, over to you.
Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Ajnanatimirandasya Nananjana Shalagaya Chakshurunmilidam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sadashiva Samarambha Shankaracharya Madhyama Asmat Acharya Paryandam Vande Guru Parambara. I was blessed to be with the great Himalayan tradition, Swami Rama and Swami Vedabharati. Myself and Dilip ji is connected through Nitya Chaitanya Yati, who was also a guru for me because I learned many things from his book Swadhyaya. His disciples, both Shaukat and Joseph, stayed with me. So, in fact, there is a lot of things that we share from though Dilip ji is from the United Nations, Uniting Nations, and that is actually yoga, uniting minds, uniting states, uniting religion. That's actually religion, joining all together.
Joining all together. Pranams. And I don't know what I have to say after a heavy rain, as the tree showers the raindrops. Whatever I say will be only that much. I expected that Dilip ji will sing a song and make it so lightly, but the talk was like, I don't know whether children like it or elderly people like it. Dilip ji, you want to sing 2 lines?
Yes. Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bo. 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 Hari Bol Bol Bo. Hari Bol Bol Bo. Hari Bol Bol Bo. Hari Bo. Jai Radha Ramana Hari Bo. Jai Radha जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल, 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 हरि बोल 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 बोल, हरि बोल 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 बोल, हरि बोल 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 बोल, हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल, जय जय राधा रमण हरि बोल।
बहुत बढ़िया कविज, बहुत बढ़िया, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, शुक्रिया।
This is actually union. This is where we should get the lighter moments of life. I think yoga is not a very serious affair. Many people think it's the way Dr. Shelley started. It's so serious, like a classroom teaching, no? You ask your LKG teacher, keep quiet, keep quiet. Don't do that. Ask all the children to shout. Silence doesn't give happiness. Silence is actually when somebody dies, you be silent. Why do you want to be silent? I think everybody has to be violent. If you are not violent, you will not get peace. There is a cylinder given to all of us when we take birth. This much angry, right? This much fighting, this much laughter. These are all ration given to us by Bhagavan. If you ask your children to be silent, 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 once they get married, they will become violent. If you finish their violence in the childhood, later they will become violent. That is why Dilip ji and me and all is silent now. We finished our quota in childhood. Understood? A life is a union of different feelings. Bhagavad Gita also doesn't tell you to be not to be sad. He doesn't tell you not to be happy. See, Bhagavan Krishna is the embodiment of symbolization of all of us present in front of us. And he is very close to Priya Darshan. Because he also had Darshan, Sudarshanam. Sudarshanam was very Priya to Priya Darshan, right? What is Sudarshanam? Sudarshanam is philosophy. Sudarshanam is best philosophy. All of us should have our own life philosophy. You decide what you want, life philosophies. But you keep on looking at somebody else from where you can catch some philosophy. And you find somebody, oh, this man is good. Get philosophy from him. He may be your close friend, maybe relative, maybe whom you will see across when you walk. They had great philosophy to say, but you have to surrender to them to get the philosophy. First scolding, probably that's what Bhagavan explains in Bhagavad Gita. When Arjuna told all his problems, first chapter, one chapter, nicely listen problems from somebody. I am a psychotherapist, so you should have patience to listen. As a teacher, each one of you should have patience to listen. Don't give conclusions. That's what Bhagavad Gita teaches us. Bhagavad Gita is the best book for yoga. And today's yoga celebration is not, I don't know, knowingly or unknowingly, Dr. Shirley also told it is not just asanas, but don't read that. Reading is different, learning is different, understanding is different. When you understand, That understanding comes only with enjoyment, involvement, devotion. That is what first thing Bhagavad Gita says. Bhakti. Bhakti is devotion. Bhakti doesn't come with the force. You cannot read and write and then start, call the names of somebody. You have Sahasranama. What is Sahasranama? 1,000 names. Many people chant Sahasranama. I keep telling them, stop it. It's all useless. When you love your wife, you call different names, right? It is not one name. The official name you don't call your wife. Your children you don't call by official name. Do you call them official name? Beta, Betty, Pari, Pyare, kya kya? Whatever you can, you keep calling them. So when somebody feels so much lovable and so much loving to Bhagavan, you keep on calling with 1,000 names. But assume you by heart that and then call somebody. How does it look like? You are learning it and then calling somebody by name. It becomes so artificial, right? It should come with the feeling. That's what Bhagavan says. Anything you do in your life, do it with the feeling. So what Bhagavad Gita teaches is yoga. And what yoga teaches is do with the feeling. If you don't do with the feeling, it doesn't come. The feel just comes. It overflows. I am not talking from my brain. Do you think I am talking from my brain or from my heart? From my manas. I speak not from buddhi. I speak from manas. We have an electroencephalograph to check whether the brain works. When I was teaching mathematics, I was put under electroencephalograph, EEG. And they found my brain is not working. I said, I don't have buddhi at all. Because that doesn't come from your... Do you call... When you see your mother, oh, you look at the picture of your mother and say, oh, this is my mother. Do you have to think? Or just immediately you know? That is because you keep your mother in your manas. Not in the buddhi. Buddhi is a backup media. Manas is like a RAM in the computer, virtual memory, immediate. It's in the inside the software. Manas is your software. Indriyas are our input-output devices. So I don't have to think when I speak. Where is my Bhagavad Gita knowledge? It's in my manas. When I read Bhagavad Gita, I become Arjuna and God. So what is yoga? The activity power of Arjuna. You need activity power because Arjuna is famous for his physical power. But when the blind man, like most of us are blind, asked, even when the greatest of the greatest person, they don't drive their own car, right? When you become richer and richer, you become more dependent. What is richness? Dependency is richness. If you are poor, you can walk yourself. But if you become slightly rich, you have two wheels. So you depend on two wheels. And you become more richer, you depend on four wheels. And you need servant maid in the house. Otherwise you can cook. So what is richness is dependency. You are dependent on somebody else. You cannot start your day without newspaper reading. So much dependent on others, the whole world, what's happening around the world. With all that knowledge, when the driver drives for you, if something happens on the road, immediately the boss who is sitting in the rear seat, they will ask the driver, what happened? As if driver is more knowledgeable than you. Only one place in the world driver is more knowledgeable than the rear seat fellow, that was Krishna and Arjuna. But still, even the prime minister goes or chief minister goes, any politician goes, any rich man goes, he will ask this question. And that's what the blind man Dhritarashtra asked his driver Sanjaya, what's happening in the field? And the answer was, don't worry, whatever happens. You are anyway blind. It is not blindness, physical blindness. It's all representation. Why he became blind? Yeah, most of the husbands are blind. But if the wife is supposed to open the eyes and help the husband, she also become blind. That's what the biggest mistake, Gandhari. So if two blindness join together, they will produce 100 children. No doubt. Because they think every time is dark. Right? But whereas if you don't have husband also, no problem. 5 best sons, 1 lady looked after. And they become great warriors. And what is this 5 represents? 5-fold development. What is 5-fold development? Physical, Arjuna. War has to win. You have to fight. Arjuna is required. But not enough. You need union of different aspects. What are the different aspects? Emotions, feelings, happiness, which Arjuna was not good. That's one question. I want emotional support. I need some mentor. And that was already there, but he never realized Krishna is a mentor. But he knew he was a great friend. Sometimes friend takes the shape of a mentor. If you trust them totally. So that trust made somebody mentor. So what is most essential today? Guruji was telling, no friend, no enemy. Trust somebody, they will become your friend. There is no enemy in the world. There is only enmity in your mind which creates enemies for you. Assume when I speak something in a conference when I was invited, probably I will become harsh. That doesn't mean I am an enemy to Priyadarshanji. But he had a thought that, yeah, this man is not good. Finished. He will not talk. Assume I make a call. And then that time, somebody took a call, but not the person whom I expected. But then I said, I want to speak to so-and-so. And she says, yes, I will tell, I will pass the message. But then I am waiting for a reply call. Because I couldn't connect to the person whom I wanted. How long I will wait? Yeah, if I have enmity inside, I will keep on waiting. So that I can tell that, no, I waited so long for your reply call, you didn't call me. If I am his friend, what I will do? Immediately I will call. I will again try. I will not wait. Waiting shows enmity. Hey, don't read any textbooks. Don't Google. You will not get this. It just comes now. Why are you waiting? Because you don't trust them. So enmity comes from lack of trust. Sometimes even Arjuna had the doubt. That is why he became sad. Arjuna Vishada Yogam. All that is explained, not directly, indirectly, by somebody else. Many people will start talking different things about any one of us. That's what Arjuna Vishada Yogam. It's not Arjuna is telling Krishna my problem. No. Sanjaya is telling. Who? Driver. Though he is a wise man, every wise people are also good in. No, somebody is wise to you. They don't have wisdom. They are wise to you. That's it. Wisdom is different. Being wise is different. Right? So this keeps happening. But why do we talk about all this when our cousins are fighting every day? It is not two cousins fighting in Mahabharata. It is within me. There is a buddhi and the manas that is fighting all the time. Yeah, I should talk to somebody. Immediately my buddhi will say, wait here. Let him talk to you. Then you can talk. See, why are you thinking about somebody? I want to telephone. Because your manas says he is a good man, I must talk. Then the buddhi becomes so logical. The big question is, I loved that title, self, self, self. Who is the self? The buddhi is the self or the manas is the self? Yeah, Dr. TPS was in Prime Minister's office. That is my buddhi. I don't keep. Do I think about that occasion when I worked in the office? I forgotten. They're all old days. Am I sad about it or angry about it? Then the feelings keep on coming. I ignore it because it doesn't matter. They're all part of our travel. If you don't have good vision in front of you today, you will think about the past. And you will think about the future. if you create moments, why are you so poor you don't create moments in your life? Very, very poor. You must remember every day, every moment, every week at least few moments, so that you are the richest person. The richness is creating moments. What do you remember? You remember the chef which fed you sometime in some hotel? You remember his face? When you went for a feast, somebody provided you coffee. Oh, beautiful, wonderful. Yeah, that is only few moments, because it's quarter of an inch which gives taste for you. But then 36 feet in your body, the whole intestine, all the mechanisms in your body suffers, you will remember him. That fellow gave me that and then I suffered, right? Mirchi bhaji is so tasty and smell is very good. But that troubles your tummy, then 2 days you will remember. Otherwise, only 10 minutes you remember. That's it. But next time when you get the smell, immediately the manas will say, I want to have it, I want to have it. Then the buddhi will say, keep quiet, stop. You had a trouble that time. Then you will forget about the trouble. I will drink a little more dahi after that. Then it will be all right. So you know how to solve problems. But why are you doing it? Because we are tempted. The tempting happens because of the manas, but not the buddhi. The buddhi always says, keep quiet, keep quiet. How do you make them united? Unite buddhi and the manas, that becomes one. And that becomes your Atma. That's what Bhagavad Gita says. If Arjuna and Krishna joins, Arjuna becomes the Atmiya Purusha, then he doesn't require physical power. The spiritual power will be fighting in the physical power. So what is that we are supposed to do? That's what Bhagavad Gita says. Uddhared atmanatmanam atmanam avasadhet atmaiva hyatmano bandhu atmaiva ripuratmanaha. Your friend and enemy both are one and the same. And that unitedness is what is yoga. That is what is yoga day. That is what traditional Vedic yoga, which is explained in Veda, Upanishad, we keep saying it is there in Rig Veda. But if you ask where in Rig Veda, I don't know. You need not know where is it in Rig Veda, not in Rig Veda. Somebody, you ask young children, where do you get milk from? They will tell you, some vendor will give you, it's in the plastic packet, they will say. Where is it coming in the plastic packet? It is coming from some factory. Yeah. So where does milk come from? Factory. Where factory gets milk, you don't have to connect like this. Whatever Veda is given, it is told in Upanishad. It is the Upanishad is the cow. Sarvopanishato gavo dugdho gopala nandana. Krishna has sucked the milk from the Upanishad cow, and that milk is what we are drinking. So think about only that milk. So where is yoga? Yoga is in Bhagavad Gita. How old is Bhagavad Gita? See, all the Western historians decided Indian knowledge is only 3,500 years old. We never had a notebook where it is mentioned. No, we don't have timings at all. So all the timings you are learning for academic purpose, wonderful, very good. Yesterday I was looking at how NCERT introduces yoga, and the copy was also posted to my brother Dilip ji yesterday. That talks about some timeline. It is good for getting marks, examination, certificate, but don't believe them, okay? Because they are all, some historians decided the timeline. Because when I cannot teach everything to children, it is time immemorial. No, they don't believe this. You tell me when. You have to give some date. So some false date is given for learning purpose. Understanding, it's entirely different. So you understand, as teachers, all of you should not just believe the textbook written. Understood? Who landed in the moon? As a space scientist, we know nobody landed in the moon. But in the textbook you have to write, because that politically accepted. Why politically accepted? Because of some reasons, right? So you should accept, yeah, that is there. That's only method to say moon or is like it is not godly. But for us, Surya Namaskaram. Sun is the greatest. Nobody can land there. But we don't know. Today's situation, nobody can land. Maybe sometime people will land. But as long as now we believe sun is most powerful, he is the most brightened fellow. Bhur, the earth, bhuvasvaha, all the layers, avaha, pravaha, uddhahastada, paripurvaga, vahu, all that is enlightened by sun. Not good enough. Bhargo devasya dhimahi, come inside me and enlighten me. Make me brighter. Otherwise, I don't see goodness everywhere. That ability to see good everywhere is my credibility that gives me a lot of power, energy to make me so powerful, so good, so that I can do anything what I want in my life. That ability is what is required for me to become stronger and stronger. What a great knowledge. What a great courage what we should get. That is what Bhagavad Gita says. How to implement that in your life? Krishna immediately says, the Bhagavad Gita starting Ashochya, don't be sad. Second chapter, 11th sloka. Up to 11, some scoldings are there. But mentorship starts only in the 7th sloka when Arjuna says, I will surrender to you as your student. Karpanya doshopa hataswabhava. I am confused, my God, so I surrender to you. Then Krishna takes charge of him and says, I will take care of you. And starts Ashochya and Anishojastam, ending with 18th chapter when Moksha Sannyasa Yoga. So what is yoga is explained in every chapter. Ultimate yoga is moksha. Moksha is happiness. As Guruji said, it is not outside this world. Every moment. Now moksha. Present moment happy. That happiness is moksha. You have got kama, artha, dharma, moksha. That is what is explained generally. And that moksha happiness is only when you have desire. Moksha getting, you have to go through artha, the ability to solve your problems, and through dharmic way, not adharmic way. Don't bribe somebody and get. Then immediately, if you are a sattvic person, it will start disturbing you. If you are not sattvic, it will not disturb you. So these are all what is explained in Bhagavad Gita. So what is yoga is Bhagavad Gita. He also says how to breathe. But unfortunately, what Patanjali said, what Shankara said, what Swami Vivekananda said, what Bhuva and the associates from Mysore to take to West. Because Vivekananda and all these people were in Mysore Palace. That was one of the wonderful places where thoughts happened. A union of, earlier probably in India's United Nations headquarters was Mysore Palace. He used to take all the Slovakians, Indians, all the gymnastics people, everybody together, made a modern yoga for people. And then the first yoga school started in 1920 in Bangalore. After India became independent, 1950, it was closed. But then again people became unhappy. Unhappy because we have internal fighting. And that internal fighting made people to get into solutions. The solutions came with the yoga. With all the great works of all the Swamijis who marketed, starting from Vivekananda to probably Swami Chinmaya up to 1970s, established, because Chinmaya Swami and all gave only Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita was yoga. Popularized yoga. And what happened? That created, my Guru, Swami Rama, he used to say, where is your ashram? He used to say, I am little above the space, because he keeps on flying from one country to another country. So maximum time he is in the aircraft. They are the people who traveled across the globe, popularized yoga. My Guru taught only one thing, silence. But not to young children. Young children, violent. When you become old, go to ashram and then become silent. He also took an oath. Last 1.5 years in his life, he won't speak anybody. Lecturing should be stopped after some time. That's what it says. Your Kudumba Dharma. First learn. Bachelor degree. All of you got bachelor degree. Brahmacharya. And after Brahmachari, Garhasthyam, then Sannyasam and Vanaprastham. Vanaprastham, keep quiet. Don't talk to anybody. Unless asked, don't give answer. So that is what is life. For some people, they pass through all these levels and sequence very systematically and understand. Look at them, follow them. They are acharyas. So yoga was given to the world by acharyas. It's not speaking, it is being in that. Yadyada srashta tatta devetalochana sayat pramanam gurude logastadanuvartade. Oh, I want to be like him. Do you follow somebody like that? Then you are a human being. If you don't follow like that, you are not learning from somebody, you are an animal. Which animal you can decide? Ahara nidra bhaya maithunani samani chaitani nurnam pashunam jnanam naranam adigo vishesho jnane bihina pashubis samana. Aharam, food. Happy with it? You are an animal. Bhayam, you have bhayam all the time, you are an animal. Nidra, sleeping, you are an animal. Because every animal and a human being do the same thing. Ahara, nidra, bhaya, maithunam. Maithunam is sex. You are close to sex all the time? Yeah. All these four qualities for human being little more than animal. But then what is extra as human being? Jnanam narana madigo vishesho. Knowledge is extra to human being. So what is as human being can do danam? There is a great saying. Annadanam parandanam. Give food, that is the best danam. Stupid, useless. Give a paint it and close it. Most of the temples it is written. Temples were not annadana places. That was also there. But more than that, Annadanam, Parandanam, Vidyadanam, Adatparam. Higher than that is Vidyadanam. So I asked a question some time back. Do you remember all the chef who gave you food? You may not remember. But will you be able to forget Dr. TPS? I am sure you cannot. If your buddhi is working, you cannot. You will think. Vidyadanam Adatparam. Annena Kshanika Truptihi. That will satisfy you for some time. Yavat Jivam Javidya. Throughout your life will help you. And your children who are all learning many things from you, they will remember you only when you give something extra which is out of syllabus. So don't teach a syllabus. That you do it for exam mark. For life, don't teach from textbooks. That is union. What is to be united in life? L-I-F-E. All my books are life. Life Made Simple, Rhythm of Life. All these books are life. Except Bhagavad Gita is also, I keep always beside. This is on teaching methodology, adaptive learning. This is Life Made Simple. This is Rhythm of Life, my poetry. Just search Dr. TPS L-I-F-E life. Live in full enjoyment. That's life. Learn in full enjoyment. That's life. Learning is an investment for future earning. That's life. Don't Google, you don't get. Google with Dr. TPS, then you will get this expansion. It's mine. Patent it. Right? No patent in India. You don't see the author's name in Bhagavad Gita, right? It belongs to all of us. And we belongs to all of us. Every inch of my body belongs to many people. Every knowledge what I have is belongs to many people. No authorship here. No patenting. That's greatness. That is unification. That was in Satya Yuga. Though I was remembering Dr. Shelley also read Satya Yuga. What is Satya Yuga? Be with the nature. Everything is yours and you are with everybody. I also wrote in my poetry book, Life Made Simple, Life of Love. My first English poems I wrote in Delhi only. Mayur Vihar. There is a temple, Uttaraguru Ayyappan temple. My address was that. Somebody asked me, which is your house? I gave the temple address. I said, that is temple. Yeah, that's my house. If you want to meet me, come there. Because most of the time I sit there. And what do? I write poetries. And this is what is published. First title was Delhi Poems. But then I rewrote it as Life of Love. So what did I write there? I am a poet. What did I write there? All that what you can give is love. Nothing else. So what is life is love. What is love? That's life. And what is, when you love everybody, that becomes your world. That's your house. So I had another big dream to have a big house in Delhi. When I used to go to office, I was in PM's office, Manmohan Singh's office. So when we go there, we take round about a big house. And somebody asked me, what is? I said, this is my house. Which is that house? Parliament House. You all own it, right? The biggest house in Delhi is in my house. And I am constructing another big house now. What I wanted to convey is the yoga is what we think today as yogasana is not yoga. It is much, much higher and greater than that. If you understand that philosophy, I think that is the greatest message. Otherwise, yoga becomes only a gymnastics. The philosophy of yoga need to be understood and take that holistic view of yoga and be happy. It's not a very serious where people have to become very, very serious while doing it. Not necessary. That's what I wanted to tell. Probably if you have some questions, I'll be able to answer.
Anybody is there any question? You can message in the chat box.
behalf of everyone, I would love to.
Yeah.
I would love to take a question.
Yeah.
So the development of a person is the mind, body, and the spirit.
Yeah.
Which we talk about the holistic education to enhance the talents and unearth skills, as now we all talk about these holistic education. And when you say that something which comes from the heart and the whole body development takes place from mind, body, and spirit. And in which way we can guide these teachers and give away or to impart holistic education on the basis of it.
See, very difficult to control the mind. Though in lecture I can say control your mind, don't think about it. It doesn't happen. Beautifully explained by Ramana Maharshi. He says, Prana bandhanat liyate mana. Even Patanjali says, Chitta vritti nirodha. Pranayama is the method. While entering today, I heard some tradition of India itself. The speaker which was playing in the background was telling, mind has to be controlled. Is it that simple to control mind? Even the young child or the elderly people cannot do that. Ramana Maharshi clearly says your breath control is the indirect method of controlling manas. That's why pranayama became very popular. But then that is only while doing you are controlling the mind probably. Soon after that it will again go back to the same. What is the purpose of Jala Pakshivad Dina Rodhanam? Putting a bird in a nest and then controlling the bird. The time you open it, it will fly. The manas is like that. So 10 minutes you do pranayama, yoga, 10 minutes you may be happy. That's also chance. But then the rest of your day you are unhappy again. What is the purpose in learning Bhagavad Gita and immediately in the car parking you go and fight with somebody else nearby? What is the purpose of learning silence and then immediately you go into violence? That's not, there is no purpose. It's like eating and then immediately stop eating, again you are feeling hungry. You cannot stop eating, the whole life becomes that. So you cannot close your eyes and sit at home and then do pranayama. So one of the indirect method is the pranayama. That is what yama, non-violent mind. Mind first become non-violent. It is not that I will not kill a mosquito when it comes and bites me. No. I will not become violent internally. Externally I may show anger, but internally I am silent. Will you have that ability to do it? I may get angry, but my pressure doesn't vary. That is more important. So that immediately I can come down. That's what Bhagavan says. Sthita prajnavastha. Dukkheshu anudiknana. Your dukkham, sukham, everything is there. Dukkheshu anudiknamana, sukheshu vikata spriha, vita, raga, bhaya, krota. All that can be there. Will you be able to put them into minimum? How do you do that? Smile. Smiling is the best method. Even when we have 3 Idiots movie, right? What the principal does? When he gets angry, he smiles. Laughter therapy, right? That's one of the method. You get into some activity which makes you happy. And maybe the one of the best person who practiced Bhagavad Gita is Mahatma Gandhi. He says, Gita is my mother. When you get angry, you go and sleep on your mother's lap. Think that what mother gave you as an advice. Be good to everybody. All mothers want their children to be good. That's it. Don't have any argument, any fighting with anyone. If you can do that, you are peaceful. You don't hear unwanted words, you will not use unwanted words. So teachers must be very careful in dealing with the children and always give happiness, give knowledge, and that development should happen physically, emotionally, intellectually, socially and spiritually. So being social with the children. I am your brother, I am your sister. I became your teacher and somebody became a student only because I took birth a little early and you took birth little after that. Otherwise, that person would have been my teacher. Every student in front of me, I think and I expect that he is a scientist, he is a politician, he is a judiciary expert, he is the rich man tomorrow, he is a family man tomorrow. Young children in front of me is also like that. That's the way I deal with them. So I understand, oh, they are great. Tomorrow, they are going to support me. Today, they are sleeping on my lap. Tomorrow, I am going to sleep on their lap. So every student is a daughter and son for me. Every co-worker is a brother and sister of me. It's not just Vivekananda called everybody brothers and sisters of America. No. He knew that he is going to stay there and he has to be. Right? And yesterday, one of my students was there in Chicago, where Vivekananda gave speech. I landed in Chicago, but I couldn't visit that day. That time it was closed. I have got a beautiful picture of the Vivekananda hall where the steps are decorated with all the words what he spoke. Step by step. The first step is all brothers and sisters of America. That's in the first step. Second step, as you reach the top, the whole lecture is over. What a beautiful remembrance, no? I am sure why people loved it, because you called them as your relative. So consider every student is not somebody's daughter, somebody's son. They are all my children. If you can have that, you are part of the universe. You are part of their family. You are part of that group. That is what is the message which every teacher has to spread. Then those students also will spread that into the society. You become torch bearers. I have only one message to all the teachers. You be torch bearers. The light will spread faster.
Thank you very much. Over to Dr. Ken.
Thank you so much, sir. Really, no words, sir. Today we are honored to have you, sir. Your really words joining all together is religion. But one thing I really sure, sir. Now we will not silence, sir. We will always rock the stage whenever we will meet you again. I'm assure you. So your great inspiring thoughts.
Don't wait for formal stages.
Yes,
Don't wait
sir.
for formal stages.
Exactly,
Just search Dr. TPS. T
Yes,
stands for teachers, P stands for parents, S for students. That's me.
absolutely, sir. Awesome. Absolutely.
Just
Fantastic.
search, get into YouTube, search my number is there, give it to anybody can talk.
Yes, sir. Surely. Today I really packed.
Large audience, one-to-one
Yes,
is good enough.
Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. I really packed a lot of information in short period of time, sir. This is really obviously applause. I really wish to meet you soon. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for this excellent session.
Prayers.
Thank you. Gratitude
God
to you.
bless each one of you.
Thank you.
Sorry, I had a little technical.
No, it's perfectly all right, sir.
My
Thank you.
computer is almost continuous.
Yeah, exactly.
Morning one session is over. Afternoon I have something in the biotechnology lab in Thiruvananthapuram. Evening again some other school. Keeps on
Yes.
continuing.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot. Gratitude to sir.
God bless each one of you. And then
Thank you.
great. Priyadarshan ji made it. He just telephoned last week and I said, yes, we can make it. And generally, I don't recommend Dilip ji and all. I know this is a large audience, it's an august audience. The message will go to different categories of people. I know the connections which
Yes.
Priyadarshan ji has got. So I'm
So many
blessed.
people, sir, so many
Honest.
people.
Thank you.
I know. Because
Thank
I
you.
got from Doha from different, you know, my connections. Though they had sent me the invitation which you have forwarded. So I know they are all connected to me, right? They all fed me many times. I stayed there. We have that connection. So
Yes.
thank you. God bless you on a great day. I had a good start.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
Thanks
much.
a lot. God bless.
Thank you. Thank you. I would request to our team to please give sir appreciation regards to Dr. T.P. Shashi Kumar sir. So please accept our appreciations with regards with love.
With all the happiness and all the love. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now coming on next, saying thank you is the simplest form of expressing gratitude always. And the attitude of gratitude is what keeps us happy. So now I would like to call upon Ms. Neetu Arora.
Thank you so much, Shalina. I deem it a great honor and privilege to propose a vote of thanks on behalf of Doon Public School Partners and Global Top Education Foundation. First and foremost, I pay my gratitude to Almighty for always being there with us and especially for making today's program a successful one. I pay my heartfelt gratitude to our honorable directors and advisors of Global Top Education and our honorable members of management and honorable principal, Sir Dr. Priyadarshi Nayak, sir, from Doon Public School, Hathras, for taking up an initiative to organize such a wonderful International Yoga Day on this virtual platform. I pay my sincere gratitude to our most respected guest of honor of today's program, H.H. Guru Dilip Ji Maharaj, and our respected keynote speaker, Dr. T.P. Shashi Kumar sir, for accepting our invitation and sparing their valuable time to grace this occasion and made this International Yoga Day a memorable one for each one of us. My sincere thanks to our beloved Dr. Shelly Bhutani ma'am, principal of Maharaja Agrasen Public School, Delhi, for moderating such a wonderful and a flawless program. Thank you so much, ma'am, for your immense contribution. A big thanks to the technical team of Global Top Education Foundation and Doon Public School, Hathras. Without their support, it would not be possible. Last but not the least, my gratitude to all the educators, leaders, learners, parents, and students for joining us today, and of course, the viewers to witness this program. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a marvelous Monday ahead. Thank you.